Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and we're back with another K-Rino Tuesday. Today, we're going to be reacting to Meant to Be Not from K-Rino, of course. This was suggested by Vel, so thank you, Vel, for the suggestion. Keep them coming in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what Meant to Be Not is all about. Let's see what K got to say. Let's get it.
Oh man, it's like the hardest thing I ever had to do. I can't keep going through this, man. I can't rationalize the situation just because, man. Just gotta tell them, I gotta do what we gotta do, man.
Nice feel starting out here. In the very beginning of the intro, I love the way we have that like open hat hitting on the upbeats. That gives a really nice feel to the track. K's voice kind of like a soft, kind of subdued, almost conversational intro there. It's a little bit lost in the layers of the track. You can still certainly hear him, but it feels like there's just a little bit of mixing happening between his vocal and some of the other layers, especially at that volume and the tone of voice he's using. It's not cutting through the way it normally does, but I'm almost positive that'll change as we get into the verse here. Let's see where it goes.
Just gotta tell them, I gotta do what we gotta do, man. Think about the kids, man. Man, I gotta live my life, man. It seems like we starting to go to war more than average. I feel like I should file for divorce before the marriage. Hate even overrode Quran and Bible significance. I guess that we'll just call it irreconcilable differences. You was like a wish from a magic lamp I dreamed about, but now it's just a nightmare, and I wanna cuss that genie out. No more pillow.
Okay. So, as one might have guessed, this is about a relationship that was not meant to be, trying to get a divorce before the marriage. They arguing, they got irreconcilable differences. Some great rhymes coming out the gate already. Really nice feel. Let's see where it takes us. And also a much slower feel. He's given us a lot of time with these bars, a lot of space.
Average. I feel like I should file for divorce before the marriage. Hate even overrode Quran and Bible significance. I guess that we'll just call it irreconcilable differences. You was like a wish from a magic lamp I dreamed about, but now it's just a nightmare, and I wanna cuss that genie out. No more pillow talk, all we do is scream and shout. Both our words are like poison traveling the intravenous route. At first you couldn't separate us, now we're separate beds. Used to think it's one, but now we're back to separate heads. Thought it was fate for me.
Interesting. Okay, separate beds to separate heads. Talking about the downfall here. What all the little pieces that added up to this thing going poorly. Great way to build up the story here. Love the compound rhyme so far, as always. And the concept of it being a wish from a genie, I feel like is a great bend, because aren't genies famous for not giving you exactly what you ask for? They make it seem like it's what you asked for, but you quickly find out that it's not the case. There's a catch.
Scream and shout, both the words are like poison traveling the intravenous route. At first you couldn't separate us, now we're separate beds. Used to think it's one, but now we're back to separate heads. Thought it was fate for me to live that life of make-believe. I used to love coming home, now I can't wait to leave. A place once was filled with love, now has a vacancy. I'd rather break away than keep living unfaithfully. And yo, don't get it twisted, this woman was great to me, but now we no longer relate, and we both gotta face it, G. Best of friends, now we like worst enemies. We started leaning towards shady and slick tendencies, and I guess that we'll get over it eventually. Sometimes you gotta realize it's just not meant to be.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, this is a dope track. I love the way he's taken this, giving us a great story, really a kind of sad story, but like he says, this is just the way it is. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. Sometimes that's the way it goes. You get over it over time, and it's really well put together here. Some great imagery and really kind of evoking those emotions that you might be feeling if you were the one going through this yourself, which I'm sure we all have at some point. Maybe not getting divorced before the marriage, but well, I guess actually that's just a breakup, ain't it? That's a cool way to rephrase that.
Faithfully. And yo, don't get it twisted. This woman was great to me, but now we no longer relate, and we both gotta face it, G. Best of friends, now we like worse enemies. We started leaning towards shady and slick tendencies, and I guess that we'll get over it eventually. Sometimes you gotta realize it's just not meant to be. Best of friends, now we like the worst enemies. We started leaning towards shady and slick tendencies, and I guess that we'll get over it eventually. Sometimes you gotta realize it's just not meant to be. My first test.
Yeah. Great feel to the layering there on the hook. Definitely adds some nice thickness and roundness to his voice. And it's similar in somewhat to the feel of the vocal at the intro. Maybe I was being a little nitpicky on the intro, but definitely got a decent feel to the hook. I feel like his vocal could pop out just a little bit further still, aside from the verse. The verse is, it's a good balance there, especially with the change in the tone of voice. His verse vocal really cuts through the beat and allows him some nice separation. But maybe it's a combination of some reverb and whatever else they're throwing on there that's just in the hook and in the intro, kind of like pulling him back even further away from us.
That we'll get over it eventually. Sometimes you gotta realize it's just not meant to be. My first test, ask for nothing, you'll get everything. Would you love me if I worked the drive through at Dairy Queen? Probably not. It seems now you only cherish green, and your demeanor crossed over to that rare extreme. Still hard to let her go, despite all the scrutiny. But this being the nuisance is what time has proved conclusively. How should I do it? Give it to her straight and truthfully? Or should I use that old excuse and speech? If it's not you, it's me. What if I'm wrong?
Man, that's the whole "it's not you, it's me" thing. Like, look, say what you want to say, but just have some balls and tell people how you really feel, bruh. Nobody wants to hear, like, cushion sugar coated lies, bruh. Just let's be real about things, everybody. Nobody's asking you to give them the nice one. And if they are, well, fine. But they're weak if they are, leave that trash behind.
This is what time has proved conclusively. How should I do it? Give it to her straight and truthfully? Or should I use that old excuse and speech? If it's not you, it's me. What if I'm wrong? I know neither of us plan to suffer. If we try, maybe it's still some love we can discover. She's a God-loving woman and a champion mother. But for her to try to wear my pants is real manly of her. You know what makes it even tougher when your family love her. How can we lay together if we can't stand each other? I had to leave because it was too much that just can't be covered. I grabbed my...
Actually, that's great. How can we lay together if we can't stand each other? The opposing action there of laying versus standing, then together and separate. That works really well. This is a very well put together track. And again, it shows you how like simple of an idea, just to break up something not meant to be, and how far and deep you can take that. Really beautifully done.
Lover, how can we lay together if we can't stand each other? I had to leave because it was too much that just can't be covered. I grabbed my keys and did a car dash like Brandy's brother. Best of friends, now we like worse enemies. We started leaning towards shady and slick tendencies, and I guess that we'll get over it eventually. Sometimes you gotta realize it's just not meant to be. Best of friends now.
And that background vocal adds a lot of great atmosphere to this track. It's almost one of those sounds that you feel it more than you really hear it. And then you take a step back for a second and say, "Oh wait, there's something going on up there." It gives like a nice bit of brightness. It adds a nice bit of openness to the track. The way it's like pulled back and the overall mix of this definitely is a lot more like subdued and a little bit more dark overall. Like maybe it's just because it's been cloudy out here for like a whole week now, maybe longer. But like I just feel like I can see the gray. Like I can hear the gray, just kind of like sad day in this track.
Now we like the worst enemies. We started leaning towards shady and slick tendencies. And I guess that we'll get over it eventually. Sometimes you gotta realize it's just not meant to be. I came back to tell her we would never merge forever. Had to step out for a while and get my words together. She pulled a few questionable moves, but my dirt was clever. So as far as men go, she's really deserving better. Well, I guess we'll both be alone very soon.
Yeah, great idea there. Pull back on the rest of the instrumental. Give us like a small little bridge type section there. It feels like it's a seamless part of the verse, but that switch up and just dropping down to what was it, like just the piano for a second, really helps provide some nice separation and a fresh feeling after, we're what, two or three verses in at this point. We've had a couple hooks now. Really helps to mix that up a little bit.
Eventually, sometimes you gotta realize it's just not meant to be. I came back to tell her we would never merge forever. Had to step out for a while and get my words together. She pulled a few questionable moves, but my dirt was clever. So as far as men go, she's really deserving better. Well, I guess we'll both be alone very soon. The sun is gone and it's a dark cloud in every room. The situation's more frustrating with every moon. She'll be good, lost love's only a temporary wound, right? Well, at least that's what I'm gonna tell her. I hope that she'll buy this BS that I'm a seller. Not proud of yet another heart I gotta leave in chalk. I grabbed her hand, looked in her eyes and said we need to talk. She shook her head yes and
Yeah. Isn't that great? That's the best day ever, ain't it? When somebody comes to you and says, "We need to talk," man. One of the worst moments, right? Always sucks. And then sometimes they don't even got anything serious to say, and that's the funniest ones. Those are those are the best ones. So you know what that means, right?
I hope that she'll buy this BS that I'm a seller. Not proud of yet another heart I gotta leave in chalk. I grabbed her hand, looked in her eyes and said we need to talk. She shook her head yes and confirmed entirely. Sat at the kitchen table, looked back at me and said I agree. She said I'm breaking up with you, this is no longer real. The doorbell rang, it was a man. She said, "Kate, this is Phil." Phil?
Oh.
Like Philip? What the hell? You brought him to the house?
Man, that's crazy. Hold up. I think me and Kay just had the same realization. It's like, you brought this guy over? Hold up. We didn't need to do all that. We want some honesty, but like, come on now. Let's see what you got to say.
Said, "Kate, this is Phil." Phil? Like Philip? What the hell? You brought him to the house? Oh my goodness. It really is over. Best of friends, now we like worst enemies. We started leaning towards shady and slick tendencies. And I guess that we'll get over it eventually. Sometimes you gotta realize it's just not meant to be.
Beautiful. Very well done. Yeah, that was a great track, man. Nice instrumental. The mix at the beginning, intro, and the last tiny little bit on the outro could be, fine tuned a little bit, at least to my ear, but we all got a lot of different ears, right? But that was meant to be. Not from K-Rino. Thank you again to Vel for the suggestion. Keep coming in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell if you want to see more videos like this. Much love to everybody in the No Shoes Gang, and I will see you all next time.